If I was to ask you, what's your favorite part of the Pokemon community, what would you say? A very popular form is the TCG, and while I do love collecting the cards, it's not my biggest concern when it comes to collecting. My favorite thing of a Pokemon to collect is Pokemon plushies. For the past several years, I've been going on a journey getting as many Pokemon plushies as I can of every distinct Pokemon that I can. And in that journey, I have accumulated a bunch of different evolution types and different Pokemon throughout the generations. Another favorite part of mine as well is the video games. I grew up with the Pokemon games as well as the plushies, so for me, those two are definitely the biggest part of my childhood. So I thought, why not do a Pokemon Crystal Nuzlocke, but with one catch? I can only use Pokemon that I have plushies of. That's not only going to limit the Pokemon I can catch on the route, as well as the evolutions that I'm going to be able to use. Because, for example, while I do have a Cyndaquil plushie, I do not have a Quilava, I don't have a Typhlosion. So this is going to be crazy. Now join me while you take a look at this whole movie I put together of the past year of content that we have been making together of my Pokemon Crystal Nuzlocke, but I can only use Pokemon plushes.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Patu, and if you guys don't know, on my main channel, I do a lot of Pokemon plush videos. Pokemon plushies are my main thing from the Pokemon community. I love the video game so much. However, collecting the plushies is definitely the part that I really try to show off and do most of my channel based off of. However, that does not change the fact that I do indeed really enjoy these video games. Starting from the age of 10, I've actually been a really big fan. I played through Black and White. This is the generation I started, if you couldn't tell from my main channel. And as well as that, I played every single video game of Pokemon, from Pokemon Red and Blue to Let's Go Pikachu, Scarlet and Violet, everything like that. And I've done quite a few Nuzlocks of them. And so I thought it'd be very interesting to combine not only my passion with the Pokemon plushies, but my passion for the video games. And I'm going to do a Pokemon Crystal if I have a Pokemon plush of it, Nuzlocke. That being said, how is this going to work? It's a very good question. So how it's going to work is, as long as I have a Pokemon plush of it, I can catch it and use it. It's going to be Nuzlocke format, so I have to nickname it. If they faint, they die. However, I'm not going to just be doing it based off one encounter. Say Zubat and Teddiursa share a location. I'm going to catch them both because I do have plushies of them both. That way, at least keeps it a little fair for me. But here comes the part where it's going to come in with a little bit of trouble. I am mainly able to have that specific Pokemon go up in evolution levels as long as I have a plush of it. That meaning Pokemon like Zubat and Teddiursa can never evolve, and that is going to be the scariest and hardest part of this whole challenge. I'm terrified of that. However, I have done some research, and I am hoping, as long as everything goes all right, we will be able to do that. So without further ado, you've seen some of the intro already. Let's hop right into Pokemon Crystal. Of course, starting our adventures like normal, we wake up, set our time, talk to Professor Oak for some reason, and then start our adventures in New Bark. Now, after going to Professor Elm, we're able to speak to him, and he gracefully gives me my first starter of this whole Nuzlocke. And the first Pokemon we're going to count, that being Cyndaquil. While I'm a huge fan of Totodile, he's my favorite of the Johto trio, I feel like Cyndaquil is going to give us just a little bit of an edge over Totodile whenever it comes to the Pokemon battles, especially when we get to the second gym leader, because we're going to have a little bit of trouble already with the fact that neither of them would be able to evolve. Chikorita as well, but it's Chikorita in Crystal. You already know we're not going to do that. After getting our first Pokemon starter, we move over, we try to go through a few routes, we talk to the Pokemon Professor Oak, and of course some other stuff. We go through, we battle this random kid, question mark, who would name their kid, question mark. So of course, by the time we go to New Bark Town, talk to Professor Elm and the cop over there, we actually get to give him a name, and of course we named him the worst possible thing to ever be considered Pokemon plush collectors, and that is of course the Nasty Scalper. After moving on from New Bark Town, we're able to get a few encounters. Some of these encounters, I am going to be honest, I kind of spawned them in themselves. I'm not going to wait until nighttime and I'm not going to wait until morning for these. I'm going to try to get them as legitimate as I can. However, if it comes to waiting on for about 8 hours, I just kind of decided, you know what? Let's just gen them in. We're just going to get in there. We're going to do the counter regular, but we are going to get them. And so, with that being said, we were able to add a few Pokemon to our collection. That, of course, being Suzy Q the Zubat, Vanny the Gengar, which weird little thing that I kind of had to do with this. I also apologize for this if you consider this cheating or whatever. For Ghastly, I could have caught Ghastly if I wanted to. However, the awkward stage is I have a Ghastly plush and I have a Gengar plush. So it was either catch Ghastly and I can't use them for Haunter, and then I can't actually trade because it's an emulator. Which please don't tell Papa Nintendo. Please do not tell them that. But if I was able to do that, I would definitely do that. However, it's just not possible. So I just spawned in Gengar, and he's going to be considered my red button. Next up, we were able to pick up Mags the Growlithe, and I love the Build-A-Bear that I actually got for it. It's actually a pretty popular video on my YouTube channel where I went and picked it up with my girlfriend. Definitely a fan favorite for myself, and I really, really love the fact that we're able to use Growlithe in this Nuzlocke. In the Dark Cave as well, we were able to pick up Kenai, the Teddiursa, which I've had a Teddiursa plush for so long. I think it's been in my first video ever, or at least my second video ever, showing off my collection. So he has been with me for a while. Very, very fun to use a Teddiursa. However, once again, we don't have Teddiursa plush. I didn't get a clip of it, however, we were able to pick up Fanfi, or of course how I named her, Peanut. I love Fanfi so much, definitely a top 3 favorite for Johto for me. I'm super excited to use her in this video. And last but certainly not least, we were able to pick up Yuno the Hoot Hoot. And while I don't know if it's going to be a very good Pokemon in the beginning, it's going to be at least a little bit better than having Zubat with only Leech Life for a little while, so I'll take it. After getting all the team members able, we were able to level them up, go through the Bellsprout Tower, defeat every single stage that we could, and of course, meeting with our rival, the Nasty Scalper again, and then beating Sage Lee to get not only Flash, but also an escape rope. So we're on to the first gym leader. And we are now officially ready to fight against the first gym leader of this Nuzlocke. We fight against the bird-type gym leader, Faulkner. Faulkner, of course, leads with his level 7 Pidgey, and of course, I send out Mags the Growlithe, and after 2 Embers, we're able to take him down easy peasy. Next out, he sends out his level 9 Pidgeotto, which, how is this legitimate? I know every single time somebody does a Crystal Nuzlocke or a Crystal playthrough, they always talk about this, but like, I would understand if it's like a level 16 or level 12 or something like that. Like, Heart Gold to Silver made it a little bit better. However, at this level 9 Pidgeotto, were they just trying to make it a terrible gym leader experience for all of us? However, with Teddiursa, we were able to at least hit a little bit of damage with Scratch. And a scary little battle there. If I had gone through and we actually got a little bit unlucky, we would have lost all of our health packs because we actually end with 1 health, able to fight the Pidgeotto and defeat her, and we're able to get the first gym badge. And with that quick and decisive victory, no Pokemon have been lost yet, and we're able to continue on for whatever story we have for Pokemon Crystal. I want to thank you guys for watching. This is going to be the shorter portion of the video. I'm planning on doing these in parts, and then on my main channel, actually uploading it as a full video. So we'll see how long that takes, if that actually ever ends up happening. I'm hoping it will, considering I've already voiced these first portions. Definitely a good chance that it'll happen, but I thank you guys for watching. It's only like a quick short video, so if you guys can, I would love the support and the likes. As you can tell, I'm not very good at doing Pokemon video game content quite yet, not quite comfortable with it. However, in time, I believe I will be. I plan on doing some shiny hunts, some more Nuzlocks, possibly emulator stuff, I don't know. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Everybody, what's up? It's Meepa2, and welcome back to the second part of my Pokeplush Nuzlocke. Now, if you haven't seen the first part, I really highly recommend you go check it out. But if you don't want to, I'll give you just a quick little basis of what this Nuzlocke is. This is going to be me doing normal Nuzlocke rules, not hardcore Nuzlocke, because I am not hardcore enough for that. However, we're going to be doing a Pokeplush Nuzlocke, where the only Pokemon I'm allowed to use is Pokemon that I officially have plushes of. Now, that might be a little bit harder to do because while I do have a, say, Cyndaquil on my team, I don't have a Quilava or a Typhlosion, so Cyndaquil is going to be the highest I could get it for. So it makes for some interesting situations. Not yet, at least, but whenever we get through the game further and further. it's definitely going to be something that's going to have to be looked out for. But without further ado, I'll let you guys check out the second part of this. And badge 1 is officially gotten. It's been a while since I've gone on this journey again, so please give me one moment to actually fully get into it. But we got a call from Professor Elm, and it's time to go to the Pokemon Center. We talk to one of his helpers, and of course, we get a very weird egg. And with this egg, we can officially go and take forever hatching. This is going to be a very long and boring journey. I tried to put every single clip of me just running around on there, but even after speeding up the already sped up game file, that was a lot of video clip info that did not need to be shown. So, for the most part, I just kind of run around for here, and then I cut out a little piece of it as soon as we actually get to the point where it's time to hatch our egg, and it should be any moment now. And with that, we officially get the very famous Togepi egg. Now, Togepi, I have a very usual name that I give to it. Kirby is going to be the name of this very cute Togepi. I'm not going to use it at this moment, but if I need to, it'll be a pretty, I want to say decent, but I'm going to also say that I don't have a Togetic plush, so it's going to be a little bit harder to use. But we're going to be going through some encounters, and we find the first encounter we have to officially add and catch. However, sadly, I don't have a Wooper plushie, so we're going to have to keep this guy in our back pocket. Because while I don't officially have a Wooper plush, I do have a really awesome Quagsire plush that we could add. I named him Jujo, and now we can officially keep on walking through. There's one more encounter that we're able to get here that I'm super excited to get, because if I get another plushie for him, it's going to be a powerhouse, and that is the Magikarp fishing rod from the old rod. Sadly, I don't have an actual Gyarados plushie. I have Magikarp only, so that's going to be a little scary. There's going to be some power in the PC until I actually get a Gyarados plushie, which hopefully, maybe, question mark, I'll get one by the end of this playthrough, because if I do, that would be a powerhouse. Honestly, at this point, I should just go grab that very cheap Burger King plushie that they sold a long time ago. That'd be a cool representation, but we have to move on. And we are officially in Azalea Town. I know there's a big old cave that we can go through, however, there wasn't really anything that came on during that. I don't have any Pokemon that I can actually add to the collection that I got from plushie form, so that kind of sucked, but we get to go into Slowpoke Well. A very sad thing is I don't have any Pokemon that really fit with Slowpoke Well as well. I don't even have a Slowpoke plushie, which is kind of crazy considering my girlfriend has like 20 of them. But after Kurt, we do have a very big amount of Rocket Grunts to face off. We beat all of them with no issue, and then we can finally take on the final Grunt. He sends out a coughing. Just an Ember or two is enough to get it done, and we can officially say that we defeated the full Grunt effort. I think it's pretty clear that Mags is probably going to be a big hitter for such a long time. I know pretty soon we're actually going to be to an area where we can technically try and get a Firestone. I will be trying to do that, however, I also don't have an Arcanine plush as well. That's where we kind of get into the struggle of everything, because I don't have an Arcanine plushie. However, instead of Gyarados, he just might be on my list a lot more. He's just such a cool Pokemon to have. But next up, it's time to actually challenge the second gym leader, the Bug Time Specialist, Bugsy, which nobody seems to know if it's a male or female. I'm gonna let y'all watch this, so enjoy, and I'll be back in a few. And with that, without any hesitation, Mags was able to basically 1v3 that whole gym battle. That was crazy by her. I love Mags so much. So Arcanine, I might need to buy you a plush for sure. But that's the end of this part. Hey guys, thank y'all for watching. The third part should be coming out relatively soon. I'm already kind of getting recording clips from it. I got a few Pokemon that I'm super excited to use because there's one certain Pokemon that is one of my favorite Johtomons that I'm super excited I get to actually run with. So that'll be super fun. But yeah, it's going to be it for me guys. I hope y'all enjoyed and I will see you guys next time. Peace out. Also, quick note, thank you guys so much for all the love on that Zoro video. That was completely, unprepared. I was so excited to see that's over 1,000 views as we're filming this right now. So yeah, much love for you guys, and I'll try to get more content out as soon as possible. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Meepa2 and welcome back to our Pokemon Crystal Plush Lock. Now this is actually the third part of the Plush Lock, so if you are yet to see any other parts, please go check it out. However, wow, Goldenrod in the Whitney Gym battle, that was a lot this episode. A lot of new encounters and a lot of new friends made, so check this part out, and without further ado, here we go. Bugsy is defeated. It is time to get out of this stupid little bug gym leader. We're going to keep on walking around. There's not that much to do in here anymore. However, we of course have to deal with the nasty Scalper. Scalper wants to battle us and he throws out gasoline. Now, the beginning of this fight is so much easier than the actual end. The end kind of got me scared, I'm not gonna lie, especially with these sleeps. These sleeps were not really the issue. You'll see more of the issue later, but I'm just kind of trying to wake up Vanny. Now, I know Vanny's kind of still considered cheating because she's technically not a liable character to use. I'm still going to use it a good amount. I'm sorry if that makes you mad, but that doesn't really matter at this stage of the point. It's definitely going to get a lot harder, especially with Pokemon like this Zubat. This Zubat is what really took a long time battling in this gym. This was a very unfun battle as soon as the Zubat came out. It was just, oh God, you're going to see it. Supersonic after Supersonic was just super, super unfun. And it kept on hitting for that, what, is it a 50% or is it a 30? I don't even know the percentage for it. I'm assuming it's 50-50, but literally every single one I hit myself in confusion. It was actually insane. That or the bite flinches were really, really terrible. But yeah, you're just going to keep on seeing me get Supersonic to death, basically. Not a fun battle at all. Poor Kenai was already almost dead before even really having a chance to attack. So at some point, I just had to say, F it, go Mags, and hope for the best. Luckily, she was the fastest one on our team, I guess. And then with that, we were able to go into Croconaw. But as you can see, half of our team is basically just messed up at this time. So Vanny, again, is going to have to come in here. We're going to hit a good Hypnosis, which I'm really happy about. That was a really scary chance to have just died there with the bites and all that. Luckily, though, Vanny is a boss when it comes to these kind of battles. You can see me trying to figure out, do I do it? Do I hit Curse? It's not doing enough damage. However, if Vanny went down here, that would have really, really sucked, especially for endgame, considering I have a big plan for her in endgame. So we're just going to keep on having to hit these Hypnosises, get these licks done. And it's a very slow battle. However, the lucky part is none of my Pokemon have died yet. And it's not going to be the case here today. We were able to defeat the nasty Scalper, and then we get our money from our points. And then we're finally in Ilex Forest, where we're able to actually pick up some new Pokemon to add to our team. Easily, we were able to pick up this Oddish. Just a Hypnosis was enough. I don't know why I Hypnosis again by accident. So just kind of me just trying to actually get it done. However, these Hypnosises really are not working anymore. You know what? I will take it though. She hit as many on Scalper as she could, and we were able to get that victory. For her, we're the reason we were able to win, so I'll take it. It's whatever. I give up at some point. I try to catch this Oddish, but man, I don't know why Oddish was so hard to catch during this portion. But yeah, that we were finally able to get him, of course, and you can see what kind of Pokemon he is. So, yeah, we have Weed added to our collection. He's going to be in the PC. As well as that, we were luckily able to pick up a Psyduck as well, of which we actually named Illy. And then next up, we had to go back after getting Headbutt to get a few more encounters, one of which is going to be a real big powerhouse. As you will see, we were able to find Heracross right here, get him down a little bit. I've never seen one of them be asleep whenever I actually did my headbutting, so that was actually a really cool thing to see. I was happy about that, so we were officially able to add Heracross to our team, and he is going to be a heavy hitter if you cannot tell already. Another fun one that's going to be really interesting to see how she does is this Apom that I actually named Tomy. I love Apom so much, however, I'm used to Ambipom and Heart Gold Soul Silver. I don't really know how she's going to fare in the future, but maybe I'll add her to the team one day. Just right now, our team is decently stacked, but she's going to be some power in the PC for sure. And then, of course, going into the daycare, we were able to get the odd egg, and now there's one certain Pokemon that I'm really hoping we get with this odd egg. And after a little bit, we're able to get the hatch, and it's a Pichu! This is exactly the Pokemon that I really, really needed for this. This is one of the very few Pokemon that I actually have a full evolution plush form of. I have the full Pikachu, Pichu, Raichu, so we now have force to be reckoned with Kimmy. We also were able to get a few other Pokemon, such as Snubbull. We tried to get a Ditto. That did not work out at all. And then an interesting thing, since I was playing on a Tuesday, it was actually time to do the bug catching contest. We had our Pokemon in here. We were ready to go. I'm actually showing you all the portion of the first part I did. I accidentally forgot to do something, and it accidentally deleted the game save file, at least that part. But after a little while, we were able to get in here. We were able to grab the only Pokemon that we didn't really have a chance to get in there yet, which is Pinsir, which is going to be another awesome Pokemon to add to the group. And with that, we were able to finish up with the bug catcher contest. We have William winning with 3rd place, Nick was 2nd place, and then of course, my awesome Pinsir was able to become the 1st place. And we get a Sunstone, which is really cool. I don't have anything that can really evolve with the Sunstone that I have a plush of. I have a Sunkern plush. However, I knew Sunkern was never going to really be it. So we named our Pokemon Barbara, and now we are officially ready to challenge Whitney of the 3rd gym leader. And of course, you can see our squad right here. So much power already in the 3rd gym already. This is going to be a crazy battle. We added Jujo to the squad because now that we have a new level cap, he's actually able to evolve at level 20. So that was really awesome. I never used the Wooper because I don't have a Wooper plushie, but now that I have him at level 20, we have some big power ahead of us. So I'm actually let you guys continue watching this Whitney battle. Enjoy. It's already almost over, but oops, it's okay. And just like that, we were officially able to defeat Whitney. It was not a very hard gym battle for me in the least bit, so maybe Vanny might be a little overpowered. But that's okay. She's about to be really, really at least a decent level whenever we get to the next gym. So that'll at least make it a little bit better in our case. Not crazy much, but we have a whole bunch of other Pokemon I'm super excited to show off in this next part. We, of course, get our gym badge to finish that off. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. And I will see you guys for part 4. Hopefully it's not going to be too long until it comes out. Definitely not 9 months like the first part. Hey everybody, and welcome back to our Pokemon Crystal Plush Lock. Now, we finally defeated Whitney, and it's time to move on to part 4. This is where it starts to get a little bit more interesting. But yes, we have to grab the squirt bottle, and as well as that, we have a brand new bunch of encounters to actually get. This is one of the more recent plushies I actually got, so it was awesome to get this little guy, that being Nidoran Male. You see the sitting cutie right there. I'm going to name him Gene, based off my Kanto Gene jacket where he sits upon as one of our mascots. Another one we actually have is this Sunkern. This Sunkern is so freaking cute. I got the sitting cutie of it as well from a gift from my girlfriend. You can see my little mug right over there. And now a very fun thing that I actually didn't realize about this area is I knew about that part, but going down here, I didn't know that there was actually Dig, TM28 Dig, so that was awesome. Now there's actually another trainer right here, that being, I believe, Schoolboy Allen. This guy is going to be very, very handy whenever you get a chance to get it. We're going to grab his number because if you guys don't know, he actually gives you a Firestone after a little while. And with using an emulator, since I'm able to speed everything up, we're going to be luckily able to find that a little bit faster than usual. We don't get it in this part, but I do think we're going to be getting it pretty soon, hopefully. But now, officially grabbing the squirt bottle, we are able to use it on this Pseudo-Wudo tree, which I just kind of spoiled it by accident. But yes, another Pokemon we get to add to our collection is Pseudo-Wudo. I wish I had a more memorable picture of him as in that one, because we actually have a little funny inside joke on my main channel. We call him the Gay Pride Pseudo-Wudo. Right here, we call him Teriyaki. I just have a thing with... You'll understand if you go check my videos out. We also see Bill over here, and if you don't know, Bill is going to be coming handy. We're going to be able to go back over to him and grab another Pokemon in a few. So we're going to just keep on talking to him. He's going to tell us to go back to Goldenrod, which would have been handy if he had told us that sooner, but it is okay. So we run back to Goldenrod. We get to talk to Bill, and of course, he's going to hand us an Eevee. And we have every single Eeveelution plush, so take your guess on what Pokemon it evolves into. I named him Pluto, and then as well as that, a little bit further on, we're actually able to get Pichu, Kimmy the Peach, to evolve very fast, mind you. We got her last episode, but now we officially have a Pikachu. And fun fact, I actually have a female Pikachu plush, which you're seeing down there as well. But now that we're back here in Ecruteak City, we're actually going to be wandering around. We're going to go into the Burnt Tower, meet this weird man, grab a new encounter, that being Coughing. I have a very small Coughing plushie, a very vintage one for sure, and it's super, super cute as well. I think I show it. Yes, right there. There we go. You can tell that I'm doing voiceover work for this specific part right here, but we're going to name her Barbie. Now, I think this fits for a Coughing in my opinion. Sadly, I don't have a Wheezing, but we'll have to do with it. And then we see our nasty rival, the Nasty Scalper. And we are here to fight the Nasty Scalper. Now, this battle, not as annoying as the last one, that's for sure. Especially with Mags able to hit Bite out of there, just getting it real done. And now we actually have a little bit better counters to everything. We're going to switch out, and then we are going to go into a heavy hitter, that being Giorno. Now, I could have gone into Kimmy right there, but I think that Kimmy's a little too weak right now to handle this Croconaw. Maybe in the future, whenever she's fully evolved, that might be a better way to do it. But for now, we're just going to go into Giorno. It takes a few shots, but you know what? At least we're safe. We know Giorno is going to be able to handle his own weight. But now, it is time for us to go into Kimmy. We're going to have to take on the Zubat. And that's going to be a little harder than it would seem, even though it is just a Zubat at level 20. Kimmy wasn't able to get the full kill. Thundershock, of course, not being the strongest move, but that is okay. Next up, he's going to be throwing out Magnemite, and that's whenever it's actually time to go back into Mags. Mags is definitely becoming a fan favorite of mine. I really love her. She is so powerful in this beginning game, and then hopefully in the future we're actually going to be able to get an Arcanine plushie. I've been looking, just no luck just yet, so we are going to hope that we see something. We fall through after defeating the Nasty Scalper, and going up, we see 3 legendary dogs. Suicune, of course, staying a little bit later. We talked to Eugene as well, that weird man we met in the beginning. And yeah, so it's going to be very interesting about these guys. Sadly, I cannot use any of them. That would have been really nice, but it just works out like that. I don't have any plushies of them. And then as well as that, we get to come over here into the theater. We get to talk to all the kimono girls. We're going to have to battle all of them. And during this time, I believe there is currently 5 Eeveelutions, so not too many that we probably would have seen if we did this in this generation. However, we defeat the last one, and as we're walking out, we actually meet a kimono dancer fan. He challenges them, never beat them, and in return of us defeating them, he gives us HMO3, Surf. But now we are here to challenge Morty. It is officially time to get our next gym badge. I actually went through, just challenged all these guys. You would have seen me failing so much, but we are going to begin the battle. I will be back in a few, and I will let you guys watch the rest of this. So stay tuned, and let's see, do I beat Morty? Mags and of course Vanny were definitely the powerhouses for this gym. Bite definitely came in handy. However, we cannot give less of a praise to Jujo. Jujo has not really been too much on the team, but now that he's a Quagsire, I am super happy with how he's been performing. That Surf also gave him a big buff. While you guys don't see the main trainer battles, he's definitely doing his part. He's pulling his part. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys for part 5 coming next weekend. Mid-game, here we go. We are on the 5th part of my Pokemon Crystal plush log. We just defeated Morty, and I'm gonna let you guys continue on with the story. Alright, it is now time to leave the small little town of Equity City. We're gonna run around and get a few new encounters. The first one being a male Meowth. I really love Meowth so much. I got this as one of the first few plushies I actually really got in my collection before it really started to grow. And that was a all-star one. Definitely a super cute one. You can see it right there. I decided to name this one Scantlin. If you guys know what that's from, please let me know. But now it is time to officially keep on going through here. I redid that little part, but I talked to her when I was training my Pokemon up a little bit, got her number, and as well as that, we were given a Thunderstone. Here's where the sad part comes in. I was very excited for this one. However, in my excitement, I accidentally evolved Kimmy into a Raichu, saved it without realizing. I just kind of want to see what she looked like in this, but sadly, I guess we have a Raichu before we had Thunderbolt, which is okay. But now we get to talk to our favorite people ever, the dirty, nasty, disgusting Scalper. And then as well as that, we're able to catch a Tentacool. I have the Jack-specific version of this little guy. You can see him right there. It's so freaking adorable. We named him Squilliams, and now we can move on. Again, we actually got another call from that schoolboy Alan who we met last episode. And gives us a Firestone. Now, for some reason, even after saving, that Firestone disappeared from my inventory. I think I might have accidentally sold it by accident. Oops. But yeah, we could finally move on. And we're not going to really deal with Olivine City too much. We're going to be actually going straight over to Cianwood City, just because it's just going to be an important little thing that we got to do first. It's going to be the easiest way to do it. We meet this little Eugene man, the weirdo from last episode. He sees Suicune with me, and then for some reason, he's so excited he wants to challenge me to a battle. I don't understand exactly why he wanted to challenge me to a battle whenever we could have just, chased Suicune together or something. I don't need it. I don't have a Pokemon plush of it. I can't catch it anyway. But yes, so we're going to have to take down his Drowsy. He is going to pull out another Pokemon. Pluto is not quite there yet when it comes to evolution yet, so we had to go into Mags, who's definitely going to be able to take care of this stinky little Haunter. One bite, able to do it. Mags definitely is going to earn in that Firestone if I can find Arcanine. Please, just one Arcanine plush for Sheep. Sheep? Did I just say sheep? I meant sheep. As you can tell, I was very excited about that Arcanine plushie, but we are finally at his final teammate, that being Electrode. This rollout could have been very scary, however, at this point, Giorno knows what's up. He is super strong. It doesn't really destroy him as much as if he was just a pure bug type would have. Thankfully, that fighting type really came in handy with that, or else he probably would have been gone by then. But yeah, we were able to also get this weird little guy named Shucky. My girlfriend crocheted it for Valentine's Day for me 1 year, and now we can officially go through Chuck's gym. After defeating Chuck's gym leaders and having to actually go back and get strength, it is now time to challenge Chuck. This one is definitely a quick one in the episode timeline. Most of these guys are like 7 to 8, 9 minutes long, but this is going to be pretty fast. Probably the fastest episode we're ever going to have in the series, but I'm going to let you watch the rest of this Chuck battle. And there we go. Definitely a good group of Pokemon we have right now. These Pokemon I could honestly see us going through for the whole game. These guys are indestructible. It's actually crazy how good they are at attacking and keeping the actual front line going. God, I'm speaking like Marvel Rivals. I'm definitely addicted to Marvel Rivals right now. So, frontline is just going to be, I guess, part of my vocabulary now. But I'm going to end it here. I will see you guys next time. Peace out. And we are back. Welcome everybody to the Pokemon Crystal Plush Lock. This has been such a fun series to do, but now that we're kind of getting more evolved Pokemon, these guys are absolutely insane. So sit back, relax. Another short episode for you guys, but you know what? By the time you see this in the whole series together, it'll be pretty long. So again, take a seat and relax, and let's continue on with our journey after defeating Chuck. But after talking to his wife, we were actually able to get Fly. Very weird situation to do. I don't get why they had me talking to his wife. That was definitely very weird. But at least we have Fly. However, I forget that I have a few flying Pokemon, so we're going to have to surf our way through. It's actually daytime now by the time I get over there, so I'm able to grab another new encounter, that being Corsola. I love Corsola so much. So much, in fact, that I have not only its regular form in the form of Sitting Cutie, but I have a Ban Presto Galarian form. I love Galarian Corsola, however. Another fun fact is that Corsola was my first ever shiny Pokemon I caught and officially named S1. I didn't name it S1 for this one. However, this guy is absolutely adorable. You could also see me just kind of throwing as many Great Balls as I can. And finally, we were able to catch Corsola. And even though I didn't name it S1, I thought this name was pretty decent, and that being Juan. But now it is time to go into the lighthouse. I'm not going to show off all the trainers that I fight because that was a very annoying thing to do, especially whenever you don't really need the levels like how I have it, where you use the rare candies to get to whatever the level max is before challenging the gym leader. But we, of course, get over there. We talk to Jasmine. I put Hoo Hoot in my party, of course, making a very rare appearance, especially since I'll have Noctowl. You're not going to very much see him too often. However, we grab the secret potion back in Cyanwood City. We come back, give it to Jasmine, and then Amphi in the lighthouse is going to be feeling way, way better. So that's always nice to see. I do love Ampharos. Sucks that Mareep wasn't in the game because I could have caught one and just not used it until now, and I actually have an Ampharos plushie that I got recently. That would have been really, really nice. But there's not really much else to do here. We actually did the main thing. Before we actually go fight Jasmine, we're going to catch a Chinchou. This guy is also so freaking cute. I love Chinchou so much. The Anglerfish Pokemon. Same video that I had. Corsola is actually the one I got it. I'm going to name him Zolchi. And then we're going to keep on going through. It is time to challenge Jasmine. No gym battle trainers here. We're just going to go in and fight her. But yeah, it is time to fight the next gym leader, Jasmine. And of course, without any hesitation, our girl Mags definitely carried us for that situation. However, I was also Quagsire. Jujo the Quagsire was not a Pokemon that I really intended to use very much in this playthrough, but you know what? I will definitely take it. Such a powerhouse. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys for the next part. Adios. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my Pokemon plush lock for Pokemon Crystal. It's been so fun. We just defeated Jasmine, and now we have a very, very interesting thing that I'm wanting to do. If you saw either last episode or the episode before, I got a Fire Stone, and I am super happy to say we can actually use it. So without further ado, I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of this video. I hope y'all enjoy, and I will see you guys at the end. But yes, along with our rare candies to get up to the level cap, we do have a Firestone, of which can finally evolve Mags into Arcanine. Now, I said I did not have a plush for Arcanine, however, Pokemon Center recently added a brand new Arcanine plush, the Comfy Arcanine, so I got to add that to my collection, and now we can carry on. I sadly don't have cut for that tree, but we're going to keep on moving on. Equitique City was so awesome, but we are now having to go right from there, in which we'll actually get a new encounter, that being Peekaboo himself. We have ourselves a Meryl that we can add to the collection. I don't think I'm going to be using this Meryl just because I've never really had a Azumarill to evolve it into. However, we're going to make do with it. But now we keep on moving through. We are now officially in Mahogany Town. Now, sadly, the gym does not seem to be allowed to do anything in there. That's kind of annoying, but that's okay. And then if we try to go over here past Mahogany Town, it gets annoying once again. We have to buy a Rage Candy Bar. That's pretty cool. However, we're going to have to go a little bit further up north. And then which that, we're going to see a Gyarados just kind of chilling in there. Different color scheme. But we'll find a Magikarp instead. Actually getting through and finding the Gyarados, we see our first shiny of the videos. This has been so cool. I love how they did shiny Gyarados in this game. It's such a cool thing they added as well, which nobody really knowing what shiny Pokemon are. It's pretty cool. But sadly, I don't have a Gyarados plushie. And then we are going to move on. Getting out of there, we can actually talk to this guy right here, and it turns out being a person named Lance. Now he's going to be recruiting us to help us with some investigation, and we're going to have to actually make our way back to Mahogany Town after he is done talking. And once going into Mahogany Town and going over here, we can buy some items. He's just going to straight up attack a guy with his Dragonite. That's actually crazy. But yes, it is time to officially go downstairs. However, all of my team have been pretty tired so far, so I think we need a few replacements. Those replacements being Zuko, the Cyndaquil, ROG, Barbara, the Pinsir, Tomy, the Apom, Teriyaki, the Sudowoodo, Juan, the Gorsella, Shucky, the Shuckle, and I think we are all prepared to get into this. So first few encounters, we got this. We're going to have Shuckle out, and Shucky is going to show them all how awesome Shuckles really, truly are. He is going to go crazy. You can already see him killing this Drowsy, which, honestly, good on him. Good on him. He is a little bit of a lower level. I forgot to level him up. However, he is basically... Oh. Ooh, anyways, Juan goes and finishes the battle, and we can officially continue after fighting all those guys, the same exact trainers multiple times. We're actually going to meet up with Lance again. We're going to come over here. We need to get 2 different passwords for this. The first one we actually get from this grunt after defeating her, and luckily we get Slow Poke Tail. And then we have another guy who seems to be giving me the password. He's a gambling man. Seems to be giving me the password if I could beat his Eradicate, which of course we do. So we are able to move on, and as we meet up over here, the door is closed, entering the password. We're actually able to come over here. We're going to fight a few executives. Which, fun fact about the executives, you don't really see an actual name for them for most of these times. However, you could probably see them in Heart Gold or Silver where they get different names for them. So that's really, really interesting. Just because right here, it's kind of weird seeing all of them be calling executives. But then again, Crystal was just such a simpler time when it came to these games. So we're just going to keep on continuing fighting this guy. He is still pretty weak, honestly, at level 24 for Eradicate. And then him throwing his final Pokemon member, a Coughing. I think we're going to be safe and so. And just like that, we defeat the first Rocket Executive. Now, he wants to try to contact Giovanni. We're not going to let that happen. And if we go up, we actually talk to a Mark Row. The password is Hail Giovanni. That's going to be helpful for the future, I think. And now it is officially time to come over here. With the doors opening, we need to help distract and destroy 3 different electrodes that are actually helping power up the radios for the actual Giovanni portion. Pretty sure that's how it's supposed to go. But we are able to catch one because I do actually have a Pokemon plush of Electrode. And honestly, this guy I could feel being a pretty powerful. I'm going to name him Karma because Karma is coming to Team Rocket. They use Electrode for all of its energy. Now I think it's time we actually give them some payback, don't you think? So yes, Karma is officially added to our team. But now that the 3 electrodes are finished, we could talk to Lance, and thankfully, Team Rocket is taken care of, at least for now. We're giving HM to 06 Whirlpool, which hopefully it'll be used for something in the future. I don't think any single Pokemon that I could actually get on my team needs to be required for Whirlpool, especially with the team we have right now and some of the B team, which the B team absolutely killed it. I really appreciate them coming out, and you know what? I think they also deserve to have a gym leader battle, so we are going to go in and fight the gym leader. So B team, I think it's all time for you guys to unite. Let's do this. We're going to go through this ice puzzle, and then it's time to fight the 7th gym leader, Price. This guy is going to be a little bit of an issue for me just because I know that he has some pretty strong, heavy-hitting Pokemon, definitely on the tanky side. But you will see that I have a brand new secret weapon on the B team that can handle that. And that being, of course, Karma. I'm going to let you guys watch the rest of this. I'll be right back. Oh my gosh, Karma absolutely destroyed. Rollout was super crazy. I love Electrode so much. If I didn't have Kimmy, Electrode would probably be on the main team. But Karma, I'm going to have to register you all part of the B team, just for now at least. Maybe if anything happens to Kimmy, we'll keep you on the squad. But as it seems, you seem to be a pretty good leader for the B team. That's going to be it for me, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you guys next part. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Crystal Plush Lock. This has been such an amazing experience, and now we get to continue on. Last episode we fought Team Rocket with the B team, and now we get to continue on. However, we are going to get a call from Professor Elm. I wonder what that can be about. Team Rocket has returned! What? There's no way. We have to stop them. We have to get the band back together. Alright, now that we have the B team required and actually a part of the squad, along with Kimmy, of course, we are going to make a beeline over here real quick, because now that we have cut from Tomy, we can actually come over here and see what the heck that Suicune was doing. But now we have to go to Ron City. It is time for the B team, and of course, the brand new leader of the squad, Karma, to get in here and destroy Team Rocket once and for all. First off, we're going to fight off this first Rocket Grunt, and we, of course, take him off with ease. Tomy did the darn thing and completely destroyed it. And now actually getting through here, we're going to see another person pretending to be the owner of the Goldenrod Tower, but it's going to be another executive. We're going to have to fight him off. Kicking off Coughing first. The poison in Team Rocket will be killed out along with these Coughings. He seems to have a full team of 6 though, so that's where it kind of gets a little scary in my opinion. But we are going to go out to our little guy Juan, and Juan is going to easily keep on destroying these guys. So we're going to keep on going through with Juan. Hopefully we're able to destroy all of them. Honestly, if we could destroy them all with Juan, that would be amazing. Ooh, Weezing though is going to be a little bit harder on this side. We are going to take him out first. Sludge does not do a lot of damage, but that's okay. But the poison does hurt a lot. Second sludge as well. Ugh. And explosion kills. Okay, this was the first comedic death of the series. We're going to go with Karma again. Karma is going to be a part of our squad. Once again, the leader going to get some. Okay. We could not help Karma get all the revenge that they had wanted. We're going to go into Barbara. This is starting to feel a little bit bleak right now. These explosions just cost us half of the B team. Oh my gosh. We got this. We can continue on with the B team. We just took a really bad punch. Going into the basement, though, we're going to keep our hopes high. We are going to go through here. And, of course, another melancholy scene. When you're down in the dumps, Scalper comes by and still wants to battle. And I didn't really replace the majority of the B team yet. Honestly, that's kind of the scary part. And Teriyaki's already taking a lot of damage when he should have just been able to one-shot this Golbat, which is also another scary part. So we are going to actually switch, and we're definitely at a lower portion of the game. This is going to be very, very terrible for us, guys. Oh gosh, but we were able to finally get an actual kill on that Golbat. And now it is time to fight Magnemite. But Zuko's got this. Zuko's been a part of our squad since the beginning. And now, even though he is now part of the B team only, he's about to see his original rival in Totodile, now a Feraligatr. We're able to get out of him. Kimmy able to still pack a punch right there. She wins the battle against that Feraligatr. Haunter is going to be coming out. And we are going to actually stay in here with Kimmy, because I just don't have anything that can handle Haunter on my team. Luckily, that curse kind of helped us. Now he has a new member to his scalping team, and that being Sneasel. We're going to go back to the faithful OG in Zuko, and Zuko should hopefully be able to take this guy out, which he does. So that is the awesome part, and Scalper is now defeated. Even with a new teammate, he was not able to get out of this fight. And we can now officially say that Scalper has been defeated. No new Pokemon lost this time. The B team is still swinging as hard as they can, and we're gonna just keep on going through here. We're gonna actually do with all these puzzles. This is probably the most annoying puzzle I've ever seen, but after finally figuring it out, aka looking at a YouTube playthrough, we are able to get through. We have another grunt to face off against. She takes out Gloom, and after a little bit, we are of course able to defeat that with our guy Tomy, or should I say lady? My bad. My lady Tomy. We are officially able to defeat this annoying little grunt, and we can continue on. We get TM 35, and then the director is actually here, so we can talk to the director. This one's the real one, not the executive faking it. He gives us the card key, and now we can go back into the radio tower and get proper revenge for not only Juan, but our fallen leader in Karma. So this is where the big battles actually go through. We got a bunch of executives we need to battle off. Tomy is going to start off the battle. Now at level 40, we were easily able to defeat that first executive. Second executive comes out with a Golbat. Once again, Tomy is just going to decimate as much as she can. Tomy has definitely been a secret weapon, which honestly would have been a really cool member on the actual team. But you know what? The B team needs her, especially now. Her and Zuko are probably going to be the co-leaders for the B team if they ever need to come back out. But now we have the third executive we need to defeat. She throws out Arbok, and after a little bit of fighting, Zuko comes out, defeats her Vileplume, and we get to continue on. Next up, she's going to throw out that Murkrow that was hailing Giovanni, or at least taught to hail Giovanni. But taught or not, we need to take it out, and we defeat this brand new executive. And now it is time to finally fight the final executive. He is trying to contact Giovanni, but we cannot let that happen. Now we fight the final executive, who throws out a Houndour, We defeat him easily with a strength. Tomy is on fire right now. True enemy is going to be coming out next in Coughing. Coughing not only destroyed one of our teammates, but his evolution destroyed another. So now it is time to fight the final Coughing that we will probably ever see in Pokemon Crystal, which we defeat. Barbara getting revenge on her fallen comrades, and now it's time to go into his ace, that being Houndoom. Fun fact, my dog's named Ace. It looks like a Houndoom, and with one shot, we officially defeat the executive. A very bittersweet thought is kind of going through my mind right now, because while we did defeat the executives and officially end and get our clear bell as a reward, we still lost two very, very powerful Pokemon. And not only that, we lost some friends on our team. So I really appreciate you, Director, for being super kind and giving that Shell Bell. Sadly, the Shell Bell will not be worth anything to us because we don't have a Pokemon that we can catch in there, that we have a plush of. Now, I think it's time, guys, that we end the episode here. We are officially back in Mahogany Town, and now we can enter Route 44. Next episode, we're going to be fighting the last gym leader, and then after that, it's time to fight the Elite Four. Well, everybody, it is now officially time. Welcome, everybody, to the 8th technical part of the plush lock for Pokemon Crystal, where I'm only using Pokemon that I have plushies of. We are about to go fight the 8th gym leader, and from there, we can finally go to the finale. So let's continue on. Now that we are done here with Mahogany Town, Team Rocket is fully disbanded. We can go into the ice path. This part is usually the most annoying part for me when it comes to Pokemon Crystal. I hate caves so much, but it wasn't too bad this time. And luckily after this, we were able to go into Blackthorn City. And now we have a few new encounters we can actually add to our team. One of which being a personal favorite from Generation 2, a top 5 of mine as well. That being a Gligar. I have the shiny Gligar that I actually got from a Comic-Con, and it was made by somebody, actually custom made by somebody, crocheted. As well as that, we have another Pokemon that I have a plush of, that being Wobbuffet. Honestly, the female Wobbuffet would have been really, really cool, but you know what, this one matches the exact same one that I have a plushie of anyway. A very small plush that I have, you can see that next to the Coughing, who we actually saw a few episodes back. We named that guy James, and now we can carry on. Yes, it is now time to officially challenge Claire. I did all the gym battles earlier, and I think I have a secret weapon that you guys were not expecting. This guy, he might just actually one-shot Lance as well whenever we get into the league. He has been one of the most powerful Pokemon we've had on our teams. But yes, we can now challenge Claire. I'm going to let the battle start, and I hope you all enjoy. And yes, of course, you guys knew Kimmy and Gengar were definitely going to be able to do some stuff in here. I was really hoping that our poor little guy Jujo would actually do a little bit more in this gym. However, just finding the trainers off screen, I could tell that Ice Punch was not going to pack a punch as well as I'd hope. Whenever we get to actual flying dragon types, you know, at the very end, that's whenever things are going to be a little bit crazier. But now we have to go to Dragon's Den and actually get through Dragon's Den to officially get our final gym badge. Even though we defeated the gym leader, we should be getting it right now. We find our first trainer in here. They say that we're not welcome here. We're not invited, but we were. And as well as that, we actually got a new encounter as well that I was not expecting. I was expecting to get this guy as a gift later on. However, I found him here, so we're going to catch him now. We got ourselves a Dratini. And I actually have the full evolution methods for all of the Dratini Dragonite line, so maybe it'll be a good plan B in case anything happens. Just not the B team. You will never be the B team. But we named that one Leer. And now we have a few questions to answer, such as what are Pokemon to you? They are friends. I've learned that through years of training and playing. Raising, of course, is the best way to make them strong, unless you have unlimited rare candies, which I definitely don't. And then, of course, what's the best way to do it? Love. I love this franchise so much, as you can tell by all the money that I've deeply put in here. Considering I'm able to make a full Pokemon Nuzlocke of just Pokemon plushies, that's how much love I have for this game. And I just am super happy that we've actually gotten through the 8 gyms. 9 months ago, I went into this journey and actually started fighting all the gym leaders. I fought the first gym leader, did the second gym leader, and I just put the whole game down for 9 months. And those 9 months, this game was just sitting. I know that some people on, say, Reddit really enjoyed this content, but through that, I finally decided to come back, and now I have a reason to come back. So I really, really appreciate everybody that's either been watching or that saw my Reddit post or just watch any kind of my videos. That part is just amazing to me. But now, after we get out of here, we can talk to Claire one more time. She gives an apology in a TM24 for Dragon's Breath. Now, if I do decide to put that Dragonite on my team, which maybe I will, I don't know yet. I'm pretty sure I have an idea of the final team. However, you never know with these kind of things. So I'm going to keep that on the back burner for now. We will decide as soon as we actually get to the league. And maybe if you guys want to decide with me, we can figure this out. But as soon as we get out of the Dragon's Den, we get a call from Professor Elm. And it's time to fly over there. We got to grab, the hoot hoot, fly over. And we can officially talk to Elm. The research is doing great, as he says, and he actually gives us a Master Ball. I don't know exactly what Pokemon I can use a Master Ball on, considering I don't own any of the legendary dogs as Pokemon plushies. That would be really cool if I did. However, I just sadly don't. But now we can officially finish this episode off for the day. We're going to go home. I feel like with this being second to final episode and the next episode being the finale, I think it's just a good idea to go home. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this final gym battle that we had. And next time you guys see us, it's going to be the last of the series. We're either winning the Pokemon League or die trying. The time has come. Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, Patu, and welcome back to the Pokemon Crystal Plush Lock. But not only that, it's time for the Plush Lock finale. We're now in New Barktown, and if we keep on going east, we will take our first steps into Kanto. And now we keep on tracking through here. It's going to be a little bit of a journey. We got to go through Joju Falls, and as soon as we actually get through here, we can enter Route 27. We're going to have our first trainer ever in the Kanto region, and they're going to have a full line of Bulbasaur evolutions, which we're able to defeat. And now we can keep on continuing on. We're going to fight a bunch of trainers on Route 27 until we get a little bit further in. And from there, after showing that we are definitely worth it with our 8 Johto Gym badges, we can now officially enter Victory Road. I kind of forgot how Victory Road worked in this game mode. I'm going to be honest, I thought there was trainers in there. However, I guess all the trainers were already ready and completed. So we could just walk right on through. And of course, we get one more fight with the filthy, dirty Scalper. He starts out with Sneasel, which honestly is probably not the best idea to stay in for me. Vanny cannot handle too many dark moves, although she has been destroying everything in her path. So the only reasonable option is to go into Giorno, and of course Giorno is able to one-shot. Giorno has been an absolute powerhouse. I hope he does amazing in the Elite Four. Now that we have Golbat, we can actually Thunder Punch with Kimmy. It does not quite kill yet. We were almost there too. But we are going to risk it one more time. It does not hit. Wing Attack, we're almost to half health, but we were able to actually get out of confusion. And from there, we are able to go into our next Pokemon. Magneton is very, very scary. However, we do have Mags. And Mags, gosh, I think I've fallen in love with Arcanine even more than I had originally. Such an amazing Pokemon on my team. I'm super happy that I was able to actually make it and get an Arcanine. You guys know all the stuff that went through with me having to actually buy a brand new Arcanine plushie to get her. So amazing. But now that Feraligatr is here, I'm kind of scared with Kimmy actually being half health, so I decided to actually go into Vanny, and Vanny was able to handle her own, which I really appreciate. Next, they are going to send in Haunter, but with Gengar, we're going to actually get out of there, give some more love again to Mags. We sadly were not able to one-shot, but Mags is able to get out of the confusion and actually defeat her. Kadabra is going to be coming out next, and this should be the final Pokemon that he has. I'm going to go into Vanny, and Vanny is going to just one-shot and destroy. This game mode has definitely required a lot of one-shotting, and Scalper was defeated. Yes, a lot of one-shotting was necessary to beat this, so we are going to go through and finish what we have started. Scalper no longer is going to be an issue to us. We can officially come into the Pokemon League. And now that we have all of our gear ready, we can fully enter into the league. However, I do want to show off the squad one more time. And that being, of course, Vanny, the Gengar at level 50, Hypnosis, Shadow Ball, Ice Punch, Dream Eater. And then next we have Jujo, the Quagsire, Surf, Ice Punch, Earthquake, Whirlpool. And after that, Mags, the Arcanine with Bite, Dig, Flame Wheel, and Extreme Speed. Kimmy, the Raichu with Thunder Punch, Thunder Wave, Dizzy Punch, and Flash. Giorno, the Heracross with Strength, Fury Attack, Horn Attack, and Rock Smash. And then ending up the list is Pluto, the Umbreon with Attract, Iron Tail, Confuse Ray, and Faint Attack. But now that we have that shown, I do have some bad news. I am playing on an emulator. I made a joke multiple times about the fact that I wasn't. However, I have been using the Rare Candy cheat code as well, and in return, it deleted every single bag item that I have. That means I can't buy any health items, so no Hyper Potions, no full restores, nothing like that. So we're going to be going into this fully with no healing items. That means that every single battle we're going to be fighting in Elite Four, I can't heal after the fight, during the fight, nothing like that. So this truly is going to be a testament on whether or not my plush lock Pokemon can get through and beat the Elite Four. Nothing stopping them. I have no PP ups, I have nothing like that. I think it's just how we gotta go and do it. And I am a big ball of nerves getting to this part. But I think our team can defeat this. First off, we are going to meet Will. Will is going to be the first member of the Elite Four. And hopefully we're able to do this. He's going to start out by sending Xatu. And I did get the whole team to level 50. I know that's the strongest level for the actual champion for Lance. However, I just assumed that since I have no healing items, that's probably going to be my best bet. Looking back onto this, maybe I could have gone a little bit smaller in the levels. I don't know, but it's okay. In my opinion, this is just kind of the Nuzlocke rules that I kind of put for myself. It's just a way to show some more of how I'm able to do this with actual plush Pokemon. Thankfully, we are able to get pretty far. We weren't able to kill with Slowbro with that Shadow Ball, so I'm super happy they actually did Amnesia. That would have gone very bad for us. But we are going to go into Mags for this Executor Flame Wheel, and we are able to get the kill. So with that, Mags defeats another member of the Elite Four, and Xatu is going to be next. We one-shotted the first Xatu, so we might as well try and one-shot the second one, which with an 8 level difference, we were able to defeat Will. So no damage on our team quite yet. We really needed that, so now we can move on to the second trainer in the Elite Four. And that's actually going to be a very surprising one. If you guys played through the Kanto games, you definitely know about him. This is Koga the Ninja. He used to be a gym leader. Now he is as powerful as the Elite Four. And he's going to start out with Ariados. So thankfully, we actually started out with Mags. Through these actual pauses, I'm just switching up the team and just making sure that I have everything ready for this. It probably would have been a very different story if I started out with Gengar instead. But he has a bunch of bug Pokemon, which is actually kind of perfect for us. So we're able to get not only Ariados, but Fortress out of there as well. And now we can try to decide which Pokemon we're going to go into next. That being Jujo. Jujo is actually going to be a big help when it comes to this. Minimize was very scary because that probably would not have hit if we were very unlucky. Luckily, we were pretty decently lucky. But next up, another bug Pokemon comes out with Venomoth, and we're going to go into Mags. I am super happy that Mags actually gets to do a lot in this Elite Four. She has definitely earned it, especially with a $30 price tag, $25 price tag actually. But yes, and then our final member that we have to defeat, Crobat. Now this is kind of gets a little scary because double teaming Crobats are usually the biggest scare I could actually see in the game. We almost killed it, however, a full restore later, it did not work out that way. Dizzy Punch that I've had since the Pichu on Kimi really worked out, and Koga got defeated. So once again, we are actually going through this with no health loss. That is super awesome. But these next two are probably going to be the hardest ones to actually battle. This one being Bruno. Bruno, if you don't know, has a bunch of either rock types or fighting types, and I don't have any psychic Pokemon for the most part. I do have an idea though, Hypnosis, and then a new Pokemon move that Gengar actually learned recently. Vanny is going to use Dream Eater, a psychic move, and defeat Hitmontop to start it off. Onix is going to be next, which we could actually go into Jujo, and he should be able to actually handle this pretty well. This is where I kind of got scared a little bit with the fact that Onix is a little bit faster. That's kind of the issue with Jujo being a little bit slower. He is going to take a good few hits, but Hitmonlee comes out next, and we gotta hope for another Hypnosis. It did not hit, and Swagger is truly terrifying. So we're actually going to move and go into Jorno. I feel like Jorno is probably going to be the best way to take these hits. He's definitely going to be the tank of our squad for the next little while. Another Swagger is truly terrifying, and I just cannot risk losing anybody at this point. We're only halfway through the Elite Four, and actually reading that, I was able to move and go into Vanny. The high jump kick failed. He didn't take any damage though, because I kind of forget that you don't really take damage in this version yet. Another Hypnosis. This one actually lands, and from there we are able to Dreamy and defeat the Hitmonchan. His final, most powerful Pokemon comes out next, that being Machamp. I accidentally clicked on Dream Eater by accident, and I got foresighted. I need to switch out there. I probably did not do the best idea switching out into a Pokemon that could actually be destroyed by a Rock Slide. However, him being part fighting actually really helped that, because if he wasn't, that probably would have been an insta-kill. But with that, Jorno is able to defeat Bruno. And now we can officially move on to the last member of the Elite Four. And here she is, I think, my personal favorite Elite Four member ever, that being Elite Four member Karen. Starting out with Umbreon, I currently do have Jorno out first. I feel like that's going to be my best bet. I really wish that I had a better attacking move than Rock Smash or Fury Cutter. Sadly, Jorno doesn't really learn too much in Generation 2 that can help with that. And with this, you could kind of see Jorno taking heavy hits. However, that Umbreon was kind of the only issue for me that I had, because I couldn't have Vanny get in there. I could have maybe had Pluto try to do that, but also I was just thinking in the way of bug types can definitely defeat Umbreon. But now we could go destroy Vileplume with Mags, and next up we are going to go into Vanny and have a little bit of a mirror match, and that being Gengar versus Vanny. Of course, with us being a little bit higher in the levels, we were able to defeat her Gengar. Very awesome to see. She has been pulling her weight amazingly. Murkrow next. Since we don't have a Honchkrow, it's going to be so much easier to one-shot with Kimmy just going in there. And then we have to go into Jujo. Houndoom is out, and some damage taken to Jujo, but one Surf was enough to actually take her out. And with that, we have defeated the Elite Four. Strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon. There's only the self-perception. That's probably my favorite line that I've ever seen in a Pokemon game. Everybody loves that line so much from what I've seen. But now, guys, it is officially time to fight Lance. You've seen a few of our members already take damage, that being Jorno and Jujo, so they're kind of out of this fight for the most part. And you could see me kind of getting scared and walking up to the fight. But here we go. It is time to officially fight the champion of the Indigo League, that being Champion Lance. Now, Lance is actually going to start with Gyarados, and I actually started out with Kimmy. that because 4-time effectiveness is just too hard not to resist. That water and flying type definitely helped us in our advantage. Kimmy was the main reason I actually wanted to have a electric type, was because I knew that she could definitely destroy Gyarados in this actual ending fight. We have Dragonite, and my secret weapon that I spoke about in the very beginning about an episode ago was Vanny, and with that we were able to Ice Punch our way through 2 separate Dragonites. I know that Jujo probably could have done that as well, however we actually have another thing that Jujo can do, that being the Aerodactyl. Hyper Beam was absolutely terrifying, however he didn't get one-shotted. Jujo did what he needed to do and tanked that Hyper Beam. We were able to one-shot that Aerodactyl, and now it is time to go back into Vanny, and with that final Ice Punch, all of his Dragonites are officially taken down. And you see right there, his final teammate in the whole Pokemon League. We have to deal with a Charizard. However, Jujo is out of the fight. There's no way he's going to survive that. Kimmy has to get this, and with a critical hit to fully submit our victory, we finally defeated Lance and won the first ever Pokemon Crystal plush lock. At least the one that I've done, that's for sure. But yes, we have done it, guys. This was an insane journey from 9 months ago when I actually started doing it, and then I stopped. I actually had the video footage for the second part in my files just ready to be edited and voiced over, and I didn't do it. I got lazy with it. Now we could officially say that almost 11 months later, it is time to submit ourselves in history as the Indigo League champions. Once again, guys, it's been amazing seeing you guys actually kind of like this videos. I know some of the videos do better than the other ones. It's been very fun doing gaming content. If you guys don't know, I do plush content on my other channel, so that's been the main place that I've been doing content since like about 2021. And it's just a lot of rambling at the end of this part, but I'm just super thankful that you guys actually enjoy these videos enough to actually have artwork that we'll show off a little bit later by a special Reddit user, which I really appreciate them doing. But yes, Raichu, Kimmy. She was an amazing egg. I had to get that one, and it worked out perfectly. Jujo, the Quagsire. I had a Wooper that I had to evolve to actually use. Mags, the Arcanine. You already know that I had to have her on my squad after everything that happened. Jorno, the Heracross, one of my favorite Johto Pokemon. And Vanny, the Gengar, and I'm gonna be honest, I kind of cheated with that one. But you know what? It works out. It still works out. And then we have Pluto, the Umbreon. Didn't have any battle time in the Elite Four. However, definitely a cute little mascot to have. And although we lost a few friends along the way, that being Shucky, Juan, and of course our B team leader Karma, there's not anything I would have done differently. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this final part. Definitely the longest part we've ever had in this small series. After this, I'm going to be moving on to something else. I actually have a part of that portion ready to go, so I will get working on that as soon as I can. It's an amazing journey that we've been on, and I cannot wait to actually put all these parts together for you guys. Expect that, I believe, sometime in April, maybe. I'm pretty sure April, either April or May, is definitely whenever the video is going to be coming out. Then it's going to be the movie with all of the actual parts together, some extra content, some stuff like that. I'm going to have to go around through and actually edit some parts that I had that's kind of changed throughout, because you can kind of tell through the weeks that we do this that some portions change, like how I showed the plushies that I had in my collection, and just kind of my talking through all this. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and I cannot wait to see what journey we go on to next time. I just cannot wait to see. If you guys want to see a actual plush lock again for something like maybe Pokemon Emerald, maybe something else, please let me know. I know a black and white one would actually go really, really hard. So just let me know if that's something that you guys would like to see. Yeah, I'm gonna head on out, and I hope you guys enjoy. I will see you guys next time. Peace out.
Lance has been defeated, and we have completed Pokemon Crystal, except we kind of haven't. If you guys don't know, one of the biggest post games for Pokemon in general is Pokemon Crystal's vast post game with every single Kanto gym leader, which then follows up to battling yourself. And what I mean by yourself is Pokemon Champion Red. So it was a little bit to actually get that going. However, we finally got that portion completed. I wanted to add that to the end of the video just as a little bonus content for you guys. I hope y'all enjoy, and let's get every single Kanto gym leader as well. And we are back. What's up, everybody? It's me, Patu, and welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Crystal Plush Lock. Now, if you have not seen any of the parts before this, I strongly suggest actually going over and watching some previous episodes that we have. With this is going to be a plush lock, where in the plush lock, you can only do Pokemon that you have plushies of, and you can only evolve them if you have those evolutions as plushies. We finally defeated Lance and became the grand champion of the Indigo League. So that was awesome. And now we are able to make our way a little further down and finish the game. I said that I was possibly interested in going through and defeating the post game and finishing that off. And with that, I think the best thing to do is get us some new teammates. So, sadly, the team that we defeated a while ago, I think it's time we finally let them go. So I decided I'm going to grab a few that we actually have already as good substitutes. And honestly, Lear is probably the best one at the moment. I've been wanting to use a Dragonite and Crystal for absolutely so long. So the fact that we're finally going to be able to, I am super excited. Of course, we have Dratini and everything like that. But going to box one, we're actually going to be picking up a Pokemon we got all the way back in the first episode. And that, of course, being our little guy, Peanut. And of course, we have to evolve them. And yes, I did recently get a Dawn fan sitting cutie, so I was super excited that I finally get to use it. Dragonair, we already have a plushie of as well, and we also have the Dragonite Build-A-Bear, so I was able to get Lear all the way up as well. And here they are. They are so freaking cute. I'm super excited to use not only Dawn fan, but Dragonite as well. They are some awesome Pokemon. Another encounter we are able to grab is going to be Raikou. And then one more we're able to pick up. If you go on Fridays, you can actually find Lapras. And as you can tell, we got really lucky with the encounter here, finding ourselves a shiny Lapras. Did I have you guys fooled? Yeah, I'm sure you guys can tell. I just wanted a shiny Lapras. I'm not going to say why I wanted one. I just really wanted one. So instead of having a shiny Gyarados, we're going to have a shiny Lapras on our team. And I think it's absolutely adorable. We have the old school Lapras Pokédoll, so that's making it work. But yeah, finally having a shiny in Crystal, that's going to be awesome. And then entering into the ship over here, we can do some running around. We are looking for that guy's little girl, and we are able to get her back with Grandpa. And after that, he tries to give me a iron metal coat. However, my whole thing is full, so I could not. You probably know that situation if you saw the final episode where we fought Lance, and that was a very scary thing. However, we were able to get past it, and now we are here in Vermilion City, just like the song. And now we can officially start fighting all the gym leaders. I'm not going to go through the whole story thing here. However, I do want to at least show off every gym battle we do. Going through here, we are finally able to meet up and battle Lance. And Lance is honestly probably going to be the easiest one for us to start off with. Of course, having Peanut, the Dawn fan, she is going to absolutely destroy. I keep on forgetting that Peanut has strength as her first move, so it takes me a second to actually remember. Luckily, just 2 strengths was enough to kill it. With her being level 52, matching up basically with Lance, it's like a lot easier to battle these guys with the lower gym leaders, such as Lieutenant Surge. So we are honestly going to be pretty easily able to destroy a lot of these Pokemon teammates from him. He fought in the war, however, I don't think he ever fought a Dawn fan in the war. And yes, just keeping on going, destroying with every single earthquake that we have. She is absolutely decimating everybody that she goes up against. And even though that we had to deal with a double team, we were able to one-shot, not missing a single move. That was awesome. And we get the Thunder Badge. So with that, the first gym leader is done. Next up, we're going to go a little bit further up and fight Sabrina. Now, Sabrina is usually the hardest gym leader you'll see in all of the Kanto region, in my opinion. There's not too many that can actually battle as well as her, especially with only psychic Pokemon. We don't have anything that can really handle psychics too well, so Leer and our little Peanut is going to have to just keep on fighting them as well as she can. These psychics are very hard hitting, however, Dragon Breath is able to take off Espeon. Luckily, Espeon is the hardest one to actually fight. We also have Diego, so Diego might come in handy really well. We don't have too much moves on Diego, and I'm going to be so honest, it does not really change too much after he starts leveling up even more. There's just not a lot of moves that you can teach him. However, we make it work, and now we are on to Alex. And with Alakazam, we are able to just hit him with a strength. Again, like I said, I keep on forgetting that strength is on top and not earthquake. You can tell that whenever I use a ground type, earthquake is like at the very tip top. So I'm just going to hold A and just keep on pressing it fast. But we are able to get the Marsh Badge from Sabrina. And now we are 2 out of 8 more out of it. Another Pokemon we could actually encounter. This one I am super excited that was a girl. We find ourselves a Houndour at night, and I don't have a Houndour plushie, sadly. We're going to name it Cerberus. However, I do have the sitting cutie for Houndoom, so we are able to evolve Cerberus into Houndoom. Fighting against the next gym leader, we are able to start off with Peanut. I'm kind of scared about most poison types, especially Crobats, but luckily those strengths are enough to actually do a lot of damage. Even confusion, I was very scared about the confusion, but Peanut pulls it off once again. We're going to stay and we're going to use an earthquake. And then once again, we tried and finally it actually had us hitting ourselves. It's okay though. You know what? For having 1 out of 4 moves, honestly more than that, then it's like a lot better at this point. So I'll take that. Peanut, you at least got most of the luck of the draw. Most of the Pokemon that I have on my team are not the best when it comes to being either confused, paralyzed, anything like that. But you actually get to see Cerberus finally over here. We're going to go back to Peanut. No longer confused. Earthquake should be able to destroy this Weezing. And yes. And then we have 1 more Weezing to take out. Should not be any issues at all with that. We are able to defeat Janine. And Janine gives us the Soul Badge. I know you probably have heard that theory that they actually switched the Marsh and the Soul Badge, but honestly, I believe as well. They probably should have changed that. And then after doing some annoying stuff with a Team Rocket member that does not speak the best English, I say that as if I'm not also not the best at English, even though it's my first language. But forgetting that, we are now able to fight off the Tomboy Mermaid, Misty. And Misty is honestly probably one of my favorite gym leaders. I think it honestly is probably from the anime. Brock also is definitely one of my favorites. Lieutenant Surge, I think, might be my favorite in general out of all of them. However, Misty, honestly, I really like water types a lot. If you guys don't know about my whole past with water types, my first ever starter was a water type. Most of my starters were water types. I basically am a water type trainer if I'm not a big fan of dark types, and most of the time the ones that I use are dark type water types. So that's always awesome. But you actually get to see Diego do a bunch of battling right now, and with that, Diego basically destroys the gym by himself. Of course, Nessie had some other work that she was able to put in, but for the most part, we were able to do that. Another really awesome encounter we're able to get is the Sleeping Snorlax. If you guys don't know from Red and Blue, you're able to get two different Snorlax Pokemons from different areas around the map. And we were able to get the only one that you get in Heart Gold Soul Silver. I have two main, actually I have three. I have the Squishmallow, I have this Tommy plush, and then I actually have the, I don't want to say life size, but the very big one. We're going to name him Boo, and even though you're not going to see him too much in battles, he at least will be some power in the PC if anything ends up happening. Now we enter a battle with one of my favorite gym leaders as well, Brock. And I'm going to be so honest, this is just going to be a big part of Nessie just going crazy, handling all of these rock type Pokemon. If you're a water and rock type, it does not matter. Nessie will absolutely destroy. So yes, we're just gonna keep on spamming Surf. Luckily, Surf is at the top, so I don't have to move it and do anything. So I just gotta keep on pressing A and just going and going. Still kind of sad that they don't give him a Steelix, because I feel like Steelix would have been a cool Pokemon for to have, but I get it. The Steel replaces the Rock, so you can't really do that. It just makes him a little weak. Also, another issue is that they have a Rhyhorn instead of a Rhydon. I feel like Rhydon would have been really cool, but again, just another issue that we have. But that is the 6 out of the 8 gym leaders, and we are going through this and going crazy with them. Another person that we actually meet along our way is a trainer named Blue. He was a former champion, however, now he is a gym leader. But he's not going to let us fight right now. We have to go through a little bit more until we are able to fight him, and that is getting at least through one more gym leader, being Blaine. But Viridian City is where he's going to be awaiting us, so I cannot wait to battle him, because I'm sure he's going to be an insane battle when it comes to it. But yes, we do have Blaine here. We get our burn heal, which I always laugh every time I see about that. I had accidentally put Diego in the front, so we're just going to go to Peanut, because with it being a rock and a fire type, this is going to be an easy KO for her, so that is awesome. The next Pokemon he's going to throw is going to be Rapidash, and we're honestly just going to keep Peanut in. I'm going to be so honest, I'm kind of scared of throwing Nessie out, just because Fire type at least still hurts Ice types, and that is not something I want to deal with. So at least for now, Peanut is going to get some more love and recognition. She has definitely become a lot of the main leaders when it comes to fighting. I think her and Nessie are definitely like the co-leaders, which is always good to see. Between them two and Mags, it's awesome to see that all of the leaders of the team have been girly pop, so that's great. But now it is time to fight the former Indigo Plateau champion, Blue, and the final gym leader before we could do anything else. We almost destroyed Pidgeot with one spark. Sadly, we were not able to. However, a quick attack does help a lot. And then probably the reason they did not give Brock a Rhydon, we see one with Blue's team. Nessie is going to be able to handle quick work, being 4 times effective. So once again, that spam with Surf comes in major handy when it comes to this battle. And she wants to learn Hydro Pump. I decide against it. Alakazam is going to be a scary one. And this is where it gets confused with some of these battles, because like Alakazam's been for 2 gym leaders, but for some reason like you can't do Rhydon. It's very strange. But Cerberus comes out once again. We get some love for Cerberus, and she is absolutely dominating as well. The power of Mags has been put into her, and I'm super happy to see it. We bring out Diego once again and is able to one-shot his Gyarados. And we have 2 more Executor. He is going to be really tanky. However, we are able to bring out Lear. We haven't give Lear any love for the most part so far for a little bit, so we're gonna bring him out and get some crazy damage, at least a little bit with Fly. Sadly, it does not do a lot at the moment. However, Fly will at least do enough to keep on going, and we were able to get a harder hit and knock him out. And then he has a Mags of his own. When it comes to Arcanine, I still think that I'm very scared when it comes to having against fire types. However, Arcanine, for the most part, shouldn't be too much of a threat against Nessie. Even though he is a little bit higher in levels, that water typage will at least help her a little bit. She's also very tanky, so that's definitely helpful. And we do a big chunk of damage. However, I am super, super scared that there's going to be issues, and I read that wrong completely. So we're going to just do a quick attack. And now Diego is getting low as well. This is kind of getting a little scary. I gotta throw out Weed. I know you probably saw him in the back, but yes, we had to sacrifice Weed. I was really hoping we weren't going to lose any Pokemon in this final part, but Weed sadly had to go, and now we're able to get a safe switch over to Nessie. She would not have been able to survive another flamethrower if I just switched her out, so I really appreciate you, Weed. However, I just could not handle losing somebody else on the team, especially this far into the end. We get the Earth Badge, which again, very weird name for blue. I get that it's from Giovanni, however, still very strange. And then coming over and talking to Oak, we actually get some news that we've defeated all of the gyms in Kanto, so now we can head over to Mount Silver. There's going to be very strong, not only Pokemon, but possibly trainers. So I think after talking to him, it is time to head on over here. And with this area, it is now completely safe to go to. And now entering in the Mount Silver Clave, we're going to look for a few Pokemon, one of which being the very strong quote-unquote Misdrevious. And Misdrevious, I have not used one really on my team, so I'm super excited, especially not using one that doesn't evolve into a Mismagius. So this was a really exciting thing to do, and we're going to actually end it off by adding him to the team to end off our squad. I know Snorlax probably would have been a cool heavy hitter to have, however, I really wanted to show off Mismagius, because not too many people do a lot of love for Mismagius, and not too many people change up their teams whenever it comes to the end game for this, so I thought it would be perfect to do. And now we are here, showing off the team that we've built the last 15 minutes or so. 15 for you, a little bit longer for me. We've gotten the gym badges. Let's challenge Red. I'm going to stop talking and let you guys experience this battle for yourself. It was a crazy one. And like that, we have defeated Pokemon Trainer Red, or as I like to call him, Pokemon Champion Red. Yes. This whole little team we've built in the last full episode has been quite the powerhouses. It helps that we were able to get them caught up very, very fast. I think that the team before that I still have so much more love for. However, this team will definitely go in history as well. So I'm super happy we were able to finally go through and beat Pokemon Crystal using only Pokemon plushies. This has been such a fun journey. I know a lot of people actually had a lot of interest about it, so I appreciate them. This has just been a lot, and I cannot thank you guys enough for the support. You have been helping me grow this smaller account. If you guys don't know, I do Pokemon plush reviews, showing off all these Pokemon plush stuff, everything like that. So if you want to check out the main channel, please feel free to. This is mainly the gaming account. You probably saw the black and white one we recently started as well. I gotta get back into that. And I am super excited to see where the future holds for not only me, but for us as a community. What did you guys think? Who was the MVP of this team? Again, I think Peanut and I think Nessie were definitely the best on the squad. However, everybody had a unique portion of it. So I think that's going to be for me, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out. This has been a year-long journey, and I can finally say, after defeating Pokemon Trainer Red, it is over. We have defeated the Pokemon Crystal Nuzlocke using only Pokemon plushies. I am so ecstatic that we were able together to get through this journey. You saw as many Pokemon that I have in my collection. It's grown since then, so more Pokemon got to be added in the Nuzlocke. It was just an amazing time, and I could have not done this without your guys' support. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate that. At the end of the first portion, you probably saw some fan art that we've had through this whole series, and I'm blown away by the support for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed. This was amazing. Black and White is the one that we are currently working on as well. We already have a few episodes out as well, so go check that out. The content will be flowing as soon as it can again. But until then, I do want to thank you guys one more time. You guys have been amazing, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Peace out.